Stephanie White said last night. This is Outkick. And Outkick is saying that as they were getting ready to ask a question of Stephanie White, by the way, Caitlin Clark did not come out for reporters after her triple-double.
Take a close look at that body language because it tells the whole story. What you're seeing isn't ordinary frustration after a tough moment. It's the expression of someone watching a professional sports league undermine its own explosive momentum in real time. Every reaction, every glance reflects the disbelief of someone witnessing opportunities slip away as the league appears to stand in the way of its own success.
I think this might have been before the game, actually. The Fever coach Stephanie White is asked her stance on males playing in women's sports.
What's your stance? What is your stance on men or athletes who test as biological male participating in women's sports? What's your personal stance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't. I do think, when we think about various levels of sport, various governing bodies of sport and things that go into that, like I said, I'm not educated enough at the different levels. I know growing up, I played with the boys all the time. So there weren't girl sports.
Would you welcome a biological male in WNBA?
Again, it's like, I don't know. When we talk about biological male and scientifically where we are, I think it's a totally different scenario. As I said, I'm not educated enough in terms of transgender and transitioning to give you.
And here's the thing, what we're about to unpack isn't just another WNBA controversy that's here today and forgotten tomorrow. It's a much bigger story, one that many critics argue reveals a recurring pattern of decisions that have sparked growing debate about the league's direction and long-term growth. The questions being raised go far beyond a single headline.
Alright, so we're here at it's the Fever and the Fire game at the Moda Center, and these young women showed up to do what?
We showed up today here in support of Sophie Cunningham and her stance on biological men in women's sports, and being the first professional athlete to stand up and say that she doesn't think it's fair, and do it in a very respectful, kind, and loving way. So we're here to support her.
Awesome. We're here to support Sophie and keeping women's sports about women and girls. Bravo. Bravo. The league is a mess.
This isn't being viewed as an isolated incident. According to critics, similar controversies have surfaced across multiple franchises, drawing attention to the roles of coaching staffs, front office executives, media personnel, and public relations teams. As for their timeline, the available footage suggests the tension may have started even before the opening tip-off. If that's the case, it adds another layer to the story, raising fresh questions about how the situation was handled before the game even began.
Oh my goodness, the WNBA cannot stay out of their own way, and they will gripe about people making videos about this when you literally created this controversy yourself. We've got Stephanie White making comments about the fact that she can't scientifically identify the difference between a man and a woman. That's real. We got the Portland Fire coach also making comments. We got girls from Sophie's rally, the rally supporting Sophie Cunningham, making comments, but that's not where we're going to start.
Now, here's what many people have found especially noteworthy about Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White's response. To understand why it drew so much attention, you have to consider the context. She leads a team built around Caitlin Clark, a player widely regarded as one of the WNBA's biggest stars and one of the league's most influential figures. That backdrop naturally made every word of her response a major talking point among fans and analysts alike.
Frustration because you guys are in a really fantastic run, that this is distracting from that?
There is a frustration, of course, because we want to talk about basketball, and we want to continue to work on our game, and we want to continue to grow as a team. But I also understand, this is part of our growth edge as a league, right? It's part of our growth edge as a league, and we have to be able to manage. We have to be able to insulate as much as we can. And then we have to be able to lead with conversation.
Think about the position Stephanie White is in right now. With the Indiana Fever attracting unprecedented attention, the eyes of the basketball world are fixed on her team. So when she was asked a straightforward question during a media session, her response immediately became a focal point of discussion. Rather than giving a definitive answer, she indicated she couldn't provide a conclusive response, leaving reporters and fans with even more questions and fueling the conversation surrounding the situation.
Alex Samara.
What's your stance on athletes who are biologically male participating in women's sports?
Yeah, I mean, my focus as a basketball coach, I be completely honest, like I don't think I've ever had to think about that. I'm completely supportive of people from all communities, all walks of life. So that's my stance completely. You know, I'm supportive of everyone in the Portland, you know, the community.
Would you be okay with biological males participating in the WNBA?
I think I've given my answer already on that question. I don't feel like I need to go.
He dodged it.
Take a moment to think about what happened next. The coach of one of the most closely watched teams in women's basketball gave a cautious response to a routine question, and the discussion only intensified from there. To many observers, it reflected the broader challenges the league has faced in handling high-profile controversies. But this is where the story takes another turn. As debates continued among coaches, league representatives, and the media, fans made sure their own voices were heard. During the Indiana Fever's game in Portland, supporters arrived with signs and cheers for Sophie Cunningham, making it clear where they stood. Their presence wasn't just about the action on the court, it was about expressing support for a player whose public comments on a controversial issue had sparked widespread debate. Cunningham's views on transgender participation in women's sports have drawn both strong support and strong criticism, turning her into one of the league's most talked about figures. Whether people agree with her position or not, the reaction from fans highlighted how deeply these cultural issues have become intertwined with professional sports. For the WNBA, the challenge extends beyond basketball itself. It now includes balancing passionate fan engagement, player expression, and the expectations surrounding a rapidly growing league, all while navigating issues that continue to divide public opinion. Let's make one thing clear. The fans showing up in support of Sophie Cunningham weren't disrupting the game or attempting to interfere with the event. They purchased tickets, took their seats, and supported a player they admire, the same kind of fan participation every professional sports league hopes to encourage. Yet the controversy surrounding Cunningham's public comments quickly became a major talking point, extending far beyond what happened on the court. As debates intensified, some journalists and commentators argued that even asking questions about the issue had become increasingly sensitive during media sessions. Meanwhile, Cunningham herself maintained her position that women's sports categories should be reserved for biological women, a viewpoint that has generated both significant support and strong criticism. During the game in Portland, she was met with boos from sections of the crowd, illustrating just how polarized the issue has become. Supporters viewed the reaction as unfair, while critics strongly disagreed with her stance. Regardless of which side people take, the episode underscored how discussions about sports, public policy, and culture are increasingly overlapping. It also highlighted the challenge facing the league as it works to navigate passionate fan opinions while keeping the focus on basketball. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, many commentators argue that this is about more than a single controversy. They see it as part of a broader pattern in how the league has responded to periods of intense public attention. For much of its history, the WNBA worked to expand its audience, increase television viewership, boost attendance, and attract more national media coverage. In recent seasons, interest has surged, with Caitlin Clark widely credited as one of the key figures driving unprecedented attention from new fans, larger television audiences, and expanded mainstream coverage. Against that backdrop, every public statement from league officials and team representatives has come under greater scrutiny. During one media session, Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White spoke about the importance of insulating the team from outside distractions. That remark prompted debate over what she meant and whether it referred to managing external noise, media pressure, or the intense spotlight surrounding the team. Supporters and critics have interpreted her comments in different ways, reflecting the broader conversation about how the league should balance rapid growth, constant media attention, and the expectations of an expanding fan base. Whatever the interpretation, the discussion illustrates just how much the WNBA's visibility and the scrutiny that comes with it has changed in a remarkably short period.